Hey folks, welcome back. In this video, we will be talking about Python inheritance. Let's look at the definition. So acquiring all the properties from the parent class to the child class. So properties in the sense attributes and methods of the parent class. So it is mostly used for code reusability and maintainability. So it avoids the duplication of the code and it improves the maintainability. That is when we want to add a new functionality or modify the existing functionality. So we can do it with ease. So let's look at the simple example that explains the inheritance. So I already have the sample code here. So let me copy this to playground. So I just copied. So here we have the class employee. So where we are initializing the object with name, employee ID, and salary. So and we have a method display info. So that returns the employee name, ID, and salary as a string. So that's the base class or the parent class. Let's look at the child class manager. So we are inheriting the base class or parent class, that is employee, to child class manager. So here we defined init method and display info. So in init method, what we are doing, so we are accepting name, employee ID, and salary and the team size, the parameters, and we are using the parent class method to assign the name, employee ID, and salary. So once we do that, we are using team size and assigning that to the child class, that is self dot team size equals to team size. So once we do that, we also override in the display info method. So that's because for this parent class method we have only employee name, ID, salary. So but here we are override it with manager name and employee ID, salary, and team size. So manager comes with these two, that is manager. Here we updated manager and we added the team size. So let's define the objects for these classes. So let me add emp equals to employee of, so it takes name, employee ID, and salary. So let me give John employee name and employee ID, emp 001, and salary, let's say $100,000. So we created that. Let me call the method, that is, so once it is initialized, we need to call the method, that is um m sorry emp dot display info. So once we call it, so we get the actual method. So let me run it. Python inheritance playground. So here we can see that we got the employee data. So that is John, employee ID, and salary. So we got that. Let's create the object for manager. Manager equals to manager of, it takes name, let's say Jimmy, and employee ID emp 002, and the salary, let's say $200,000. So now we have that. We can replace this same method, that is display info. So let's run it again. Let me clear this out first. Oh, oops, we didn't pass the team size because it expects it. So let's say 20 members. Let me clear this again. So here we can see that we got employee ID. Oh, okay, looks like we got, yeah, that's the issue. We didn't use the manager object. We again used the same employee object. So that's the reason it didn't run properly. So we got duplicate info. So let me clear this out and run it again. So here, yeah, now we got it. So this is employee information that we already printed, and then after we are printing the manager information. So that is Jimmy, and manager Jimmy, ID emp 002, and salary $200,000, and then team size 20. So here we can see that, so we reused the functionality that is under init method, and then we extended the other functionality, so that is display info. So this is how we inherit and we get all the properties from the class. So that's a simple example for the inheritance. So let's look at the types of inheritance. So here we have 4 plus 1, that is 5 types. So single inheritance, so when we use the one class in the inheritance, then that is called as the single inheritance. So that is this, we already used only one class here for the manager. So multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. Let's look at the simple image for that. So here we can see that class B is inheriting class A. So it is inheriting only one class. So that's why we call it as a single inheritance. So let's come to multiple inheritance. So here we inherit more than one class to the child class. So class C is inheriting class A and class B. So we call it as multiple inheritance. So multi-level inheritance. So class B is inheriting class A and class C is inheriting class B. So this is called multi-level. So we have a levels, level 1, level 2, something like that. And class A is inheriting, sorry, class B is inheriting class A and class C is inheriting class B. So that is multi-level inheritance. And hierarchical inheritance. So it's a kind of tree structure. So class B and class C both are inheriting class A, and class D and class E they are inheriting class B. So it's a hierarchical structure. So that's why we call it as a hierarchical inheritance. So hybrid inheritance. So it's the combination of one or more single, multiple, multi-level hierarchical, inheritances. So when we use this hybrid inheritance only in some special cases, in most of the times we should avoid it. Yeah, let me close this image and let's look at the example for single inheritance. So this is how we implement the single inheritance in Python. So we define class A. So we didn't define any attributes or methods, but we can able to define for the simplicity. In order to understand how we can implement the inheritance, I just used just class names and I used past statement here. So class A, so here we can see that class B is inheriting class A. So that's the only class, one class. So that's why it's a single inheritance. So if we look at the multi-level inheritance, so class A, we have a class A, that is the base class. And then we have child class, that is B, it is inheriting class A. And we have one more class, that is C, that is inheriting class B. So this way we can implement the multi-level inheritance. Let's look at the multiple inheritance. So class A, we have class A and class B as base classes or parent classes, and then we have a child class, that is class C, that is inheriting class A comma class B. So this is how we write the syntax in order to inherit multiple classes. We can also have 4 classes inherited to the child class. We just need to use comma separation in order to inherit the classes. That is C, class C is here we are inheriting a class C. After that we have a parenthesis and then A, that is class name, comma, and then class B name, and after that we have closing parenthesis. So this way we can inherit multiple classes to the child class. Let's look at the hierarchical inheritance. So it's a tree based structure. So here we have class A is getting inherited to child classes class B and class C. So that is first level. Let me open the image again. So that is first level, that is here hierarchical. Class A is getting inherited by class B and class C. So that is done. Um, here we can see that so class B and class C inherited class A. So now class D and class E is inheriting class B. So class D and class E are inheriting the class B. So that's how we implement the hierarchical inheritance in Python. So let's look at the hybrid inheritance. So it may be combination of multi-level and multiple hierarchical and multi-level hierarchical, or it's a combination of all other inheritance types. So try to avoid this kind of inheritance. Keep your code simple and loosely coupled. So let's say if we want to extend new functionality or modify existing functionality. So when we have a tightly coupled, so it will become difficult to implement new functionality or modify existing one. So try to avoid that. So let's look at the method resolution order. So we have seen how to inherit in all the classes in multiple ways. So let's say we are inheriting multiple classes. So and all the, let's say we have four inheriting four classes and four has the same method. So which method gets we when we use the child class. So let's look at that. So this is the order. So first priority gets to the child class. After that, the next priority goes to first inherited class, and the next priority goes to the next inherited class. Let's say we have class A, B, C, and C is inheriting class A and class B, and then we have a display method on both class A and class B. So if we call the display method on, let's say if we have the class a display method on class C, and then it gets called. So let's look at the example. Otherwise, it will be theoretically not possible to verify it. So I already have the sample code for that. Let me copy this to playground. Okay. So looks like I need to give 2 lines of space here. That's a standard for Python. And let me give that in order to, yeah. So now we got that. So here we have defined class A. So there we have a method, who are you? And we are printing I am A for the class A. And the same method, we have the same method signature for the class B, and we are printing inside that class print I am B. And we have one more class, that is class C, and we have the same method signature, and we are printing I am C. So class D is the child class for BCA. So that's because we are inheriting class B, class C, class A. And for class E, we are inheriting the same classes B, C, A, and we just overwritten the who are you method, and there we are printing I am E. So, and we have one more class, that is F. So we are inheriting the A, class A, class B, class C. So let's look at the order. Here A, B, C. So for class E and class D, we have the order B, C, A. So here we are working with the class D. So let me comment out all the other code. So currently we are only executing this part of the code. So let me clear this out and run inheritance, not playground. So class D, it is saying I am B. So we called who are you. So class D, let's look at the class D. So class D is inheriting class B, class C, and class A. So B, C, A, all three classes has the same method, that is who are you. And when we look at the execution, so when we use that method, so when we run it, so here we can see that class D, and it is saying I am B. So that's because we inherited the class B first. So currently let's look at the order that we define here. So first priority goes to child class. In this case, we didn't have any method, that is who are you, on child class D. So the next priority goes to the first inherited class. So let's look at the first inherited class, that is B. So and B has the who are you. So here we can see that the class B definition. So it has the who are you method, and it is printing I am B. So that's why we got oh, let me open the console. Yeah, that's why we got output as I am B. So let me remove this code for now, and let me comment out till this part. So I just uncommented the code. um, let's run it. So now what it is saying, class E and I am E. So let's look at the class E. So class E, we are calling the method who are you. Let's go to class E. So here we can see that class E has the method that is who are you. So let's look at the order again, that is method resolution order. So first priority goes to child class. So for the child class, we have the method, so that's why it did call who are you, and we got the output as I am E. So that is what we can see here. So we already seen that the child class is getting higher priority than the inherited classes. Let me remove this and let's look at the last example. Let me uncomment out the code. So currently we are using class F. So let's look at the class F definition. So it is inheriting A, B, C, three classes, but the order is A. First inherited class is A, and then B, and then C. So let's we are just calling the same method, that is who are you. So let's run it. So here we can see that class F, I am A. So we got the output as I am A. That's because A is getting inherited uh, first in the order. So it's a first place. So that's why we got the output as A. So let's define class B and C. Let's say class B and class C has one more method, that is say name print wow B. And let's copy the same to class C and just update that to wow C. So currently we didn't have the method that is say name on class A, but we have it in class B and class C. So let's use the method say name on class F. It is inheriting A, B, C. So as per the order that we defined in MRO, that is method resolution order. So first child class has the priority. We didn't have any method on child class, and then it goes to the first inherited class. So here we can see that first inherited class is A, and we didn't have the method there as well. And it goes to the next inherited class. So the next inherited class is B. So if we look at the class B, we have the method say name. So that's why we got the wow B when we call the method say name. So with this we can understand that the method resolution order, when we inherited the multiple classes, so it goes to the child class first. Child class has the higher priority, and then first inherited class, and then next inherited class, and then next inherited class, and so on. So that's how the method resolution works. So we covered all the inherited concepts that we can implement in Python. If you find the video is useful, then like the video and share it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.